Hey, welcome to part two of my Halloween catch up. I'm on my desktop today so that it's a little bit more personal and I don't look like I'm dying as I record these. So we're just gonna jump into part two. Remember, the reviews are on my Tumblr, and I think that's everything. Why blank is cool. Why this is cool. We are still here. I don't think haunted house movies get enough credit for being such great ways of discussing grief and loss. Abstract concepts, and unifying these into very obvious, grounded discussions and themes. This movie reminds me a lot of The Changeling, one of my all-time favorite horror movies. But with some Rambo type shit thrown in the third act, which I also enjoyed. Keeping things scary, but also personal in the right ways. City of the Dead. I knew I wanted to have at least one Christopher Lee movie somewhere in the mix, and I'm really happy with what I picked. I love a good witch movie, and this is a good witch movie. There are shades of Psycho in the story structure here, which must be a coincidence because it came out the same year. But that is to say, the story is really strong. What I love even more about this film is how it integrates popular urban legends into a Salem witch trial-esque centric story. Especially how it handles the vanishing hitchhiker.
Well, keep your fingers crossed for me, Mr. Keene. I hope Mrs. Newell has that room.
This next one I discussed with my friend Garrett.
The directorial debut of Jackie Kong, The Being. I don't know, what's The Being? What is it even about? The Being is just about a thing that comes out of a toxic waste site and attacks people. Do you want to jump in? What were your thoughts about The Being?
One thing I appreciated about it was that it started the action early on. Like some of the other films that we've watched from the, I guess, late 50s, early 60s, wait way too long to reveal anything or have anything going on. This one definitely starts out with action.
Yeah, that is a great point. I would give this movie credit because I think the decision to hide the monster almost feels intentional at the beginning and for most of the movie because they're doing the Jaws approach. Like, I have a lot of respect for Jackie Kong as a first-time filmmaker. Like, this was her first movie for pulling it off as well as she did. And we'll get to why all the things I didn't like about it in a little bit. But I think as a first ever attempt at a film straight out of college, this was like a really successful.
Oh yeah. There's some good things.
Yeah, it didn't show the monster. It didn't make the monster look bad as much as possible. There's one scene where a guy gets the monster thrown on top of him, and it's clear he's like motivating it to roll around with him because it's just like a puppet or like a beanbag chair or whatever that he's
right. Yeah, someone had a sleeping bag or something. Yeah. One odd thing about this is that the monster really had to hype itself. Because anytime a death happened or they found this green goop is like the trail of the monster, the thing that it leaves behind. It's on every crime scene. It's like nobody ever talks about it or has an issue with it.
Yeah,
like
no one references it in a way that would suggest that it's out of the ordinary.
Right.
The hardest I laughed, I think this whole month, was when the subtitles for one of the characters' songs come in. And it's the word "oh" like 15 times in a row. That's
hyphenated O.
Event Horizon. Stellar cast battles spaceship from hell. It's a good one. So I'm gonna squeeze the Toxic Avenger in here at the end. This one was a lot of fun, but is extremely not PC. That's clearly the point. It's an over-the-top parody of superhero films and horror, and I found it to be extremely funny in the ways I think it intended to be funny, which is heavy irony and laughing at something as opposed to with it. But that is to say, out of context, there's a lot of this movie that could get someone canceled. In context, though, it definitely crosses a lot of lines, but it's crossing lines in the way that it's doing a really good job of parodying what it's parodying. And because of that, I had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah. Anyways, tune back in probably tomorrow, honestly, for another batch of Halloween reviews as I really try hard to catch up with this. So that's it. Thanks for watching this. I know it was kind of a train wreck, but that's just how it is sometimes. All right.